What up, boys and girls? Welcome back to another episode of Karp Talk Radio. I'm your host, Chris Morgan, and I'm joined by my two beautiful, lovely, sexy co-hosts.
I'm Jamie Chestnut. Chris, what you said was just full of crap.
Just like Jamie.
Yeah, I kind of got to go to the bathroom right now.
Hello, ladies.
Ladies?
Hello, ladies.
Hello. Is it me you're looking for? I'm Ryan Ferry, and we are back with Karp Talk, here to talk some carp.
Full of carp.
It's a joke because you made it sound like full of crap.
Just like Jamie's love life.
Ah, burn.
Yeah, that was bad. Anyway.
Not as bad as your joke at the Golden Corral.
Let's not talk about that.
That woman will never forget that.
Okay, so let's go with our first topic. First off, guys, we don't have that much news this week. I know after like 4 weeks in a row of having amazing news, there's no major news. But anyway, what we did, you probably have already seen how we did a deck interview with Zach Carmichael, who was gracious enough to help us out. We went to a league challenge up in Louisville. And let's tell you about our experiences. We weren't as successful this go around.
Well, I mean, we made out of 25. At least 4 of us came in the top half.
Yeah.
Making top half at any tournament's pretty good.
True.
I think we knew something bad was going to happen that day anyway, since we almost missed the tournament.
Yeah.
Story time. So we're running around the entire state like chickens with our heads cut off trying to get everybody. So we had to go to Asbury to get Brandon. And that was
Which is in Wilmore.
Yeah, I thought it was just like 5 miles outside of Lexington.
Nah.
It was in like a whole nother country.
Yeah, it looked like my neighborhood, only more clean. It was scary.
Yeah, Brandon told me that there's only been 1 homicide in that town in 20 years. So it's definitely not like London.
Yeah, true. But anyway, so we're going to take you step by step for each of our tournament experiences.
Alrighty.
Ryan, you can go first.
No, I finished the lowest out of all 3 of you. Chris, go first.
Well, you started worse, so we're going to end it on a high note.
Well, I managed to get a 2-2-1 record, which was 12th place. And I was running Machamp Ariados. I did run into some dead draws throughout the tournament. Ironically, my match against DJ, where I won, I did not draw a Machamp the entire time, and 2 of my Spinneracks were prized. So my main strategy of the deck, I was not even able to access. So I just had to sit there with Hawlucha and Focus Sash and Landorus and just be like, okay, let's try to stall until I get a Machamp. Where is this thing at? I ran 3 of them in the deck, and I ran a 3-3 Ariados line.
Tell them about how you derp to win.
No. All right. We both derped and forgot that Hawlucha does not hit for weakness. My game-winning hit against his Mega Manectric was not supposed to count. He had the cards in his hand to win, but we had already scooped, so the official ruling was that I won.
I would walked over to that match, and he looked at me. He's like, "I got this one." I'm like, "Do you have a Silent Lab? Do you have a Hex Maniac? How do you plan to win this?" That was my whole thought process. And then he attaches his energy to Hawlucha and a muscle band, and he's like, flying press for 240. I win. I'm like, "No, you don't." And then I'm like pointing at the card, like Shining Spirit. He's like, "Oh my gosh!"
So I learned RTFC.
RTFC.
Read the freaking card.
Okay. How'd the rest of your tournament go?
The rest of the tournament, I managed to tie against Metal Rayquaza. Surprisingly, not Jamie. Another player was there running Metal Rayquaza. And then my other win was against a Golurk deck. I played one of the, is it senior division or junior division? What age group is Scott in?
I think he's a senior.
He's a senior. He was the one senior there, so he got mixed in with everybody else. And I had one prize left, and he had 4, and he managed to make a comeback to beat me with actually a pretty cute little strategy, using Reshiram's Turbo Blaze to accelerate fire energies onto Dragon Rayquaza EX, then Mega Evolving to Colorless Rayquaza EX to be able to do Emerald Break quickly. It was actually a pretty cute little strategy. I will give him a lot of credit. He didn't give up.
Yeah, I'd seen him run that before at the last LC. It's pretty good, I gotta admit. So I guess that leads it to me. What would you have more to say, Ryan?
Nah, I was just gonna go. Well, I was gonna ask him for the deck list, but I didn't want to be a net decker like you, Jamie.
I'm not a net decker. Mine is original. Well, as original as it possibly can be in this game. Anyway, guys, I got 10th place out of 25. I had 3 wins, 2 losses, 0 ties. Round 1, I played DJ using Metal Rayquaza, going against Manectric Regice. He ate me for breakfast. I knew I was going to lose that one. I don't even think I really tried. I got a knockout on one Manectric, and that was it. Round 2, I went up against Brandon, playing Mienshao. And that Mienshao deck is really interesting.
There were 5 of those darn things.
Hey, this is a G-rated show.
Darn things.
Barry, edit that out.
Yes.
So round 2 is like Mienshao and Hawlucha. It works a lot like how Donphan does. And I had thought way before, like, wait a minute, when Donphan rotates, I could do Mienshao Trevenant. But anyway, he did Mienshao Hawlucha, and it came down to 0, 1, 2, 3. He thought he had the calculations to do the knockout on me during turn 0. Turns out he didn't, so I managed to get the turn before I had a Rayquaza on the bench with a Metal Energy on it, and then I had a Spirit Link in my hand. I managed to get the Mega and a double colorless, and then I retreated the heavily damaged one back to the bench, put that one up, and was able to take 2 knockouts. It was a little difficult, though, because he had Focus Sashes on him. The first knockout didn't have a Focus Sash. The second one did, so I had to VS Seeker for Sorosic to be able to win it. That was round 2. Round 3, I ended up playing a Vespiquen deck with this person who sat there and kept talking to herself. And she had... it was a really good deck. I had 2 double colorless energy prized, and that just aggravated me to death, so I couldn't draw into my energy. So she ended up taking that one because Aegislash ended up not walling for me because she used Flurry onto Blacksmith energies on. So that was, at that point I was 1-2. I'm like, I don't even know if I want to finish this or not. But I guess I decided I was going to. Round 4, I went up against a Charizard deck. Strangely enough, it was based around Mega Charizard. He didn't even get a hit on me, and I felt kind of bad for him. I'd started with just Aegislash, and he had looked at me and was like, yeah, I got this one. Oh, yeah. Winona. Oh, okay. And then I just kind of managed to pull out from there. And then round 5, I ended up playing a Primal Groudon deck, and it managed to take it. So I went in 3-2.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot to mention that I also played Tyler Keller running a Vespiquen deck, and that was actually a fairly close match, but I lost in the end. And I forgot to mention the most important part of my Metal Ray matchup. My Focus Sash was made a moot point by an intensifying burn for 10. That awkward moment when. Chris.
So you felt the burn, huh?
Burn,
Yes.
baby, burn.
An intensifying one at that.
Bless
Barry,
you.
edit that out.
All right, so I ended up going uh, 3-2 for the day. Ended up in sixth place. Um, Started out, first match was against Giratina Seismitoad. It's a pretty rough match, but a few things that my opponent did kind of helped me out a little bit. Like first, he wanted to be really aggressive with his Shaman, so he went first and he attached his DCE to his Toad, which allowed me to hammer on my turn to get rid of it. And I was playing, I guess I should tell you guys what I was playing. I was playing the Manetric Regice deck, um, which to me is it's really good. There was a lot of fighting decks there, so that was kind of rough. But um, in that matchup, all I had to do was get my Regice set up, and then he had no guys that he could attack with. But it took a little bit longer than I thought it would to get it set up, and once I finally did, like I said, I've got him locked out. Our game actually goes to time. He draws the last card in his deck on turn one and passes it to me, and I could just pass it back and win the game, but I'd been trying so hard to take all my prizes on. It was two more, so I decided I'd last sender his Shaman up and kill it because I don't know. Some people might have thought that was poor sportsmanship, but I'd played that game so long waiting to use Shaman to win the game with that I got it set up and I wanted to do it. So,
Jerk.
yeah, I know.
You're a jerk.
You're a jerk.
I think there were a few people that thought that because I done that, but it's a game. I wasn't rude about it or anything. It's just the way I wanted to finish the game. Um, the next match I do feel bad about. I played the guy that was playing the Golurk deck. We sat down and we're chatting and having a good time, and I go first. I set up a Manetric with the energy on it, and I play Birch, and I'm talking about how much I don't like the card Birch, and I don't like it, and I roll my dice and I get heads on it. I'm like, it's my favorite card in the whole deck. I draw my 7 cards, and I play out a few more things. I get a pretty good setup, and I pass the turn to him. And all he's got out is that Golurk, and he has nothing in his hand except for he has a choice between a Birch and a Juniper, and he decides he wants to keep most of his cards, so he plays his Birch. He gets tails on it and draws no more Pokemon. Passes the turn to me, a Mega Manetric, and kill him for, I donk him on that turn. So that I felt really bad about that because he didn't get to play the game or anything.
Yeah, he's a great dude. I got to talk. I spent most of my time at the Lexington pre-release talking to him and a few other people. He's a great guy. I was kind of surprised he went with the Golurk deck.
Well, I mean, I was already formulating my strategy about how I need to get around his focus sashes and things like that he had in the deck. But it never happened, and I didn't have to worry about it. But like I said, I hate winning like that. I know a win's a win, and so on and so forth, especially in tournament play. But it really sours the mood, and the guy, he don't want to talk to you about it, and you don't really want to talk to him about it because you can't shake his hand like good game because nothing happened, and it's just that it's awkward. I don't like it.
Yeah, I understand because whenever I was playing against that Charizard deck, he managed to stoke on me a couple of times, and that was it. And at the end of it, whenever I was going to win, I'm like, I'm sorry, bro. I didn't know what else to say.
Yeah. Well, the next third game I played the Minshao.
Me and Chow.
Yeah, I played that deck. I guess that's when karma came back on me because we made it 6 turns into the game, and the only supporters I seen were my 2 Lysanders. So I finally drew a Birch there at the end, but he'd got a knockout on my Manetric, and he got one on my Shaman. So I pretty much conceded to him after that because there was no coming back on that. No way I was going to get anything set up, and he already had a steady stream of attackers and bands going, or focus sashes, I mean. Nothing I could do there. After that, I played a Mega Dragon Ray deck, or or that's what I thought it was going to be. It turned out to be colorless Rayquaza. It was Scott, the guy you was talking about. He was running Reshiram so he could load up energies and then switch the Dragon Rayquaza into the colorless Mega one. And when I thought it was going to be the other dragon, I was really worried because there's no way for me to knock that thing out, and it's doing 300 damage to me. So I was kind of worried, and then I seen that it was the colorless one, and that's when the game just really shifted in my favor because if he drops those, it's just an easy drag up and knock out with Manectric. So there's really nothing he can do in that matchup unless he wants to keep up the Reshrims and try to use those for attackers, and that's about it because everything else it dies too quick. The last match that I played, I was sitting in 4th place at the time, and I had to win this one to stay in top 4. It was against Michael Carmichael, or Zach Carmichael, and we done a deck tech on him and interview and stuff. And but his deck was the Toad Manectric Bats deck, which I thought was a great choice for this tournament. It beats most of the fighting decks. It spreads damage around. It locks out focus sashes. It was all around just a great deck choice. And then when he played against me, his strategy really worked out well for me. He had 4 hammers. He had, Team Flare, Xerosic, just every way in the world to keep energies off my guys. So I never got a turn where I have more than 1 energy on my Manectric, and I could never, even though I could Mega Evolve him, I could never attack with him because I could never get the second energy on him to start putting energies on Regice, which was, to me, was the only card that was going to win me the game. So he shut me down. His deck played out flawless. It knew exactly what it was doing, and kudos to him. He got 2nd place, and he didn't play the guy that played first, who was in first. He actually got paired down to play against a senior player, I think, or he might have been a master. I don't know, but I think he was a senior player because he was playing like a camera up deck. So they just drew. That way he got the guaranteed first place. But I'm pretty sure Zach's deck would have beat him because he was playing a Lucario deck, and I think Zach had all the answers just to beat that deck.
Even though he ran Manectric, which is what?
Well, Manectric was only in there to take care of all the Mega Rayquaza and things like that, and people's Shamans. He mostly focused on running Toads, and he had 4 Super Scoop Ups, AZ, just a ton of disruption, head ringers, hammers.
Okay.
I don't think that deck beats him. I don't think it can ever keep enough energy on Lucario to make a difference. And they'll never get to use their focus sashes because he's adding the damage with the bats.
So, all around, this is why we call this episode 5 Nerds in a Cube. We are driving all over the state trying to get everything together, and we finally get everyone together, and we are all cramped up in the back of DJ's car. I was sitting like this with my arms wrapped around DJ and Brandon, and I'm like, I feel so close to you guys. I love you guys so much.
As the biggest one, it was obligatory for me to sit in the front.
Yeah, I tried to get out of that because I'm wider than you.
Yeah, but legroom is much more important.
Yeah, I'm so thankful DJ let me drive his car.
I should have drove.
That was pretty miserable coming back, even though we just went back a little over an hour to drop Ryan off there, but it was still.
But anyway, on to our next topic. So, Mega Evolutions. They're cool, right? Am I right?
Heck yeah, they are.
Chris, are they cool?
Absolutely.
So, we've been trying to decide what Megas that we want that already exist, but they aren't in a card game yet. Now, we're recording this before Break film is coming out, so we know most of what's already in Break. So if you're watching this at a later time and they're like, "Oh, well, this got its card. It's look here, right there it is." No, okay. Whenever we recorded this card didn't exist. So what were we talking about that we wanted?
Well, we already know that we're getting a Mega Gyarados in the set after Breakthrough.
Yeah, so Team Magikarp will be running a Gyarados deck, of course.
Still waiting on our Magikarp EX. It's our 30 hit point EX that gives your opponent 4 prizes when it's knocked out. You
And
know
that
it
is
would
on
be.
to
You know it would be like that too. Don't kid yourself.
that is on to what I think Jamie wants as a Mega card, which is
Well, the megas that exist that the megas that do exist that don't have a card yet, I would really like an Alakazam.
but the whole lawsuit thing makes that probably not going to happen.
Yeah, story time. For those of you who don't know, back in about, I think it was 2002, there was this magician guy who his magic words are Abra, Kadabra, Alakazam. So what he ended up doing was suing Pokemon, saying that those were his magic words and they had stole them from him. Anyway, that lawsuit he ends up losing. But anyway, where those three are psychic types, people started associating him with like satanic rituals and sorcery and everything, thinking he wasn't an illusionist, that he was actually like satanic. That lawsuit he ended up winning, and ever since then they will not print any type of Abracadabra Alakazam card. I think the last one was in like 2002, 2003 or something like that.
No, there was an Alakazam EX of the
I
old
know.
school EXs.
Okay, 2004.
But Kadabra's Japanese name is also the guy's name put together. Yuri Geller is his Japanese name.
Exactly. So that's the reason we won't get a Mega Alakazam. But here's what I was thinking it could do. Let's say for one Psychic and one Colorless, we'll have Spoon Scoop. I don't know. It's got all these spoons. And then it'll do like...
All benched Vanillux are knocked out in one hit.
That would work. That could work. That would be nice. But that was something that we was wanting. We're already getting a Mega Glalie. Ryan, you talked about a Mega Salamence EX.
Yes, Mega Salamence would be awesome. However, what I'm thinking is maybe it would be colorless instead of the dragon type, because in the video games, Salamence's ability is Aerialate, which turns all normal moves into flying type moves. Maybe it could get an ability where colorless gets a damage boost, or it hits for weakness, or something like that. While it probably would make Mega Salamence EX incredibly broken, it would also be fairly true to the video game. Another Mega I would like to see, if I can get it up here. That's what he said. Anyways, if I could get the list up here, I can't believe I'm actually having to use a list. I would love to see Mega Metacham. Maybe with the Barrage Ancient trait that the Primal Clash Metacham has.
Being able to attack twice.
Yes.
So with that, instead of making it 2 fighting energy, how about we make it 1 fighting energy, and then we could just do and make it do 50 damage instead of 30.
But it can only hit for, it can't hit for resistance, just like the Primal Clash card. But maybe we make it do 70 and do like Hall Luchas, where it can't hit for weakness or resistance.
Yeah, we'll just make it to where it was 70, and then this attack can't hit for weakness or resistance, and then it's Muscle Band 90.
Strong Energy.
110, and then Fighting Stadium 130, and then hit again 260. That'd be really broken still. Maybe we should make that 2 energy instead of 1.
If you make it 1 fighting, 1 psychic, that'll make it basically unplayable, like Mega Mewtwo X.
Yeah. We've already discussed that one.
It's a shame that Mega Mewtwo X is unplayable, in my opinion.
Mega Mewtwo Y is going to be amazing, though.
Oh, it is, for sure. Chris, what Megas would you like to see?
I want to see a Mega Sableye.
The art would be amazing.
You know, I want the regular Sableye EX when it comes into play. It can have a crappy attack. I don't care about that, but I want its ability to be something like when it comes into play from your hand, you can choose a supporter in your discard pile, move it from the game, and play it. So you get the effect of that supporter. I want something crazy.
So a supporter effect and an ability.
That's right. And then it'd have a crappy attack, of course.
Actually, there are already attacks that do something like that.
I know. I don't want to attack. I want it to be an ability. A from your hand ability. Because I like broken cards.
So what about Mega Sableye EX? What would it do?
Well, it's got ruby eyes, so it's going to confuse and poison your opponent and something else stupid. Now, I don't know. I don't know what I don't even know what Mega. I don't even know what Mega Sableye's abilities are in the game. I don't play that. I just play cards, so it needs to do something crazy.
Mega Sableye could possibly get something like a hard charm effect as its ability, since in the games the stone gets bigger and it hides behind it to increase its defenses.
Right.
So maybe make a hard charm type effect where it's instead of 20, make it 40 less damage off of each attack, which I believe is something one of the XY break cards is doing, if I remember right.
Let's just give it Mr. Mime's Jungle Barrier, but let's raise it like 60.
I'd be okay with this.
That would be crazy. That would be really fun. You just hide behind that all day and give him like some kind of little annoying ability where it's not his attack's not doing a lot of damage. It's just being annoying to be Sableye.
Sounds good to me.
How about this? Like, it does its attack. Your opponent is automatically confused. It can't retreat. And if you try to attack, it does 70 damage to it instead of 30.
And I know there are cards that do 60 damage instead of 30 confusion.
But this is a Mega. We want it to do more.
I know it would be fun. It needs to. The Mega Sableye causes your opponent's Pokemon to use one of its attacks on one of their benched Pokemon. That's something that I don't think's ever been done. It'd be kind of annoying and Sableye-ish.
So, that gets us to our next topic. There are Megas that don't exist that we want, and we are aggravated about it. Some of our favorite Pokemon we don't have. So, Chris, you had a big rant about, I told you why this doesn't have a Mega, but go ahead and explain why you want this so bad.
You gotta show me the Megas, guys. Come on. I want to see Mega Dragonite. There should have been Mega Dragonite should have been the first one that they made. Well, maybe Mega Charizard, but Mega Dragonite definitely should have been the next one they made, because those are the two Pokemon I had, and they're the best. Damn it! I mean, dang it. So,
Barry, edit that out.
So that's why we need it. And I don't buy this theory that we can't have it because we'd have to have Dragonite Night. Dragonite rules the night.
Actually, Dragonite's more than a viable enough Pokemon in the video games that I don't think it needs a Mega. Multiscale is a really, really good ability.
I'm not.
And I
buying
think
it.
I think if it had a Mega, it would keep the same ability but get even better defensive stats. I mean, come on.
I'm liking it already. I don't even play the video game.
Just outrage till we win.
This isn't Mega Salamence.
No, I've done that strategy with Dragonite before. Outrage till we win. Keep outraging.
I actually think the existence of Mega Salamence is one of the things that will keep Mega Dragonite from happening.
Yeah, because Dragonite's just a little too jolly and derpy looking, and then Salamence is just like the way a European-style dragon is supposed to look.
But Dragonite's so cool, guys.
Well, we're not denying that. We love Dragonite too, but it's a little too jolly and derpy looking.
But he's Dragonite.
I actually really like Dragonite as well. However, I don't think it needs a Mega.
Boo.
No, it's too powerful. Anyway,
It
Ryan.
doesn't even exist yet. You don't know how powerful it is. Maybe it's not that powerful. It's just cool.
Let's see, the Mega I would want to see the most. See, the problem is my two favorite Pokemon, Gallade and Tyranitar, already have Megas. Scyther evolves into Scizor. Scyther's my third favorite. Mega Scizor already exists. So, let's see. A Pokemon I'd like to see as a Mega that doesn't already exist. Let's go with... You know what? I'd be okay with a Mega Slowking. Just have the shell turn the other way around.
Yeah, just eat. All you would see is feet sticking out of it. I've seen some art of that making fun of it. It's pretty great.
It would use Hyper Beam and like shoot itself out.
Its shell would crack and it would turn back into a Slowpoke.
Mega Slowpoke.
We'll just be like, I'm a big buff Slowpoke. No, it's a Slowpoke.
He still skipped leg day.
But yes. He'd skip leg day. He doesn't need it.
I'd also like to see Mega Superior, so it could grow its limbs back.
It's a serpent, though. It's supposed to wiggle around and do that kind of thing.
See, but some snakes actually still have leg bones.
Whales have hip bones. What's your point?
My point is, I'd like to see Superior get some limbs again.
So
it could do the whole muscle
Trogdor, right?
What?
He'd become like Trogdor, the Burninator.
Exactly. Make him a fire grass type.
There you go. I buy it.
Whoa, that would be a really good combination.
Burninate would be its ability or something.
That's right, the Burninator.
The only thing I could think of that would be weak against is flying.
And we'd burn them to the ground too.
Rock. It would be weak to rock as well.
Grass would resist it.
Yeah, grass doesn't resist rock.
We'll make it resist it.
Oh, what? Have like a tough scales or heck, give it multi-scale.
Yeah, let's give it multi-scale.
Then the only person who could beat it is Mega Dragonite.
Mega Dragonite is now a person confirmed.
That's right.
Woohoo! Anyway, my Mega that I want. If you know me whatsoever, you should see this coming. I want a Mega Typhlosion. So bad. I want it to have like a freaking volcano actually erupting out of its shoulders. I want it to be a fire and rock type or a fire and ground type. I want it to get a physical boost in moves because Typhlosion's moveset is more physical. Ryan, you look so annoyed by this.
I'm annoyed because you just picked your favorite Pokemon.
My favorite Pokemon don't have a Mega. Yours does.
True.
But I want to go on with some other Megas.
There's already a fire type that has a Mega with a big volcano on its back. You're going to have to differentiate it from Mega Camerupt. Is its only difference going to be walking on two legs and having beige fur?
Yes.
Oh, Pokemon's running out of ideas. Man, I couldn't even get through that with a straight face. I'm just being a devil's advocate, Jamie. I'm trying to simulate the comment section.
What
Verbank's comment section.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, we're going to have... It's going to be fire and ground or fire and rock. I don't care. I want it to have a stab earthquake or a stab rock slide. I don't care. Give it a more physical boost because Typhlosion's moveset is more physically based. I want to have a super powered thunder punch. That would be great. I want a stab earthquake. And I want some type of ability just special to Mega Typhlosion that'll give like a 50% boost to fire and ground or rock, whichever one they decide. I don't care, make it a ground or rock. I know it's going to be 4 times weak to grass and it's going to be 4 times weak to water. But that's why we got Thunder Punch, and that's why I want it.
It wouldn't be 4 times weak to grass. It would be 4 times weak to ground. If it were fire rock.
Yeah. So that's why we're going to have Thunder Punch. And then we're going to give it, let's give it Aqua Tail. I know it doesn't have a tail, but we're going to give it Aqua Tail. And we're going to give it Roar of
Doesn't
Time.
it already get Iron Tail?
Yeah, it gets Iron Tail.
It gets Iron Tail, but it doesn't have a tail.
I don't understand it.
Its physical tail is fire in its previous evolutions, too, which is even weirder.
But I know they wouldn't give Typhlosion a Mega without giving the other Gen 2 starters a Mega. So for Alligator's Mega, I think should be a Water Dragon or a Water Electric. I think Water Dragon would suit it better. And then just like buff up its physical attack and let it keep its special ability, Sheer Force. That way it can still attack physically and do more damage. And then Mega Meganium.
I'd want Mega for Alligator to have its speed buff, though.
Yeah,
because it already is. It is a little slow.
Yeah, it needs a speed buff, but I would rather see it be a tank. Even though it does look fast, I'd rather have it be a tank.
But that's Meganium's job.
Meganium could be a tank too.
Make Mega Meganium a grass rock type or something, maybe. You want to make something a tank? Add rock or steel to it.
I'd rather see Meganium be Grass Lightning.
Grass Electric, you mean?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I play too much trading card game. Let it be Grass Electric. Let's give it a big boost in special attack, and let's give it the ability Drought. That way it can get priority Solar Beam. It'll get Solar Beam off in 1 turn.
No, priority Solar Beam would be epic with the sun out.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Give priority to grass-type moves when the sun's out.
Well, no, just give priority to grass-type moves. Like, give it Gale Wings and a grass type.
Yay.
What will we call this?
I would say Solar Power, but that already exists. Chlorophyll also already exists.
Yeah, I know. We're just
Give
going
me
to call
some time to think about that.
Let's just call the ability Green. Just call it Green.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
And then we're going to give it Grassy Terrain. That way it goes even faster, and then gets a bigger defense boost. And then its card is going to say, for 1 grass energy, take all 6 prize cards.
I would be facepalming right now, but the bill of my hat is in the way.
Don't you guys just love my ideas?
You had me until the 6 prizes thing, then I just realized you were trolling.
Anyway, what other megas you guys want to see?
Mega Braviary.
Give it more America.
Exactly. Make it even more American.
Yeah, and then its card is going to be Liberty Bell. That's going to be the attack. Its attack, Liberty Bell.
No, that'll be its ability.
No, that's going to be the attack on the card for Liberty Bell. For three colorless energy, it'll do 100 damage. If it has a double colorless, a grass, and a fire energy attached to it, it's going to do it an extra 150 damage.
Double colorless, water, and fire.
Yes, because it's red, white, and blue, and this is America.
America.
If you're... And then we're going to give it an attack in the video game called Beer Drink. You drink your beer, your speed goes up, and your defense drops just a little bit. Now you're even faster.
No, your defenses drop and your opponent's evasion is raised.
Yes.
Your accuracy is lowered, your speed is raised.
Yes. And then we're going to give it an ability. Give it an ability that works as double team that maxes your evasiveness to 1,000.
No, Liberty Bell is the ability like Heal Bell, except it's permanent.
Yes.
As long as it's out on the field.
This Pokemon's accuracy cannot be lowered. We'll give it Keen Eye. We'll give it Keen Eye just because.
Actually, I believe its hidden ability is Keen Eye. No, its hidden ability is Defiant. Sorry, but I believe Keen Eye is one of the possible abilities for its pre-evolution, Rufflet.
Well, there you go. Chris, I know we're talking gibberish to you.
Pretty much. I don't. I mean, I've been playing, Ruby here lately, but that's about it. So, I like the card game. I'll stick to that. I don't like breeding and all that stuff and all the work that goes in that. I'd rather just research decks and find stuff that works together that way.
He doesn't want to force his pets to pork. He thinks that's cruel.
Pretty much. I mean, I don't want to run a Pokemon mill.
But anyway, guys, I think that's it. If you all want to say anything else.
Shout out to Team Fish Knuckles, aka Squeaky. I know we mentioned this before, or have we not mentioned this on air?
Nope, I haven't mentioned it yet.
That my deck choice made his Fan Friday in the most recent episode. And he actually went back and replayed the deck because a lot of people in the comments were giving him a hard time about not running Slurpuff and how it was kind of how he pulled the win out by mistake. So he ran a little bit better deck the second time around. That's pretty cool. And he listened to me finally by putting in Slurpuff, so it's something.
Yeah, that works. Anyway, anything else?
I'm pretty good. I think we done all our shout outs on videos and other stuff this week, so
Yeah.
pretty much shouted out at everybody.
Yeah, guys, sorry this is a less eventful episode. Life gets in the way, and there hasn't been that much news. But we'll probably start talking about stuff that we want more here lately, like this. But anyway, if no one else has anything, I guess we'll go ahead and say goodbye. This is Jamie.
This is Ryan.
And this is Chris reminding you to keep splashing, boys and girls.
Keep splashing.